This is the weekend edition of iFiber One News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your number one source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about the bond levy proposed by the Moses Lake School District to build a second high school. Reporter Devin Higgins has the details.
Moses Lake High School was designed to house 1,600 students. According to the district's numbers, nearly 2,400 students are enrolled in attending class this year. The Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction ranked it as the second largest high school population in the state. The district is hoping voters will approve a new bond that would help alleviate the problem of overcrowding and obsolete infrastructure. The new bond would give the district $98 million. It would allow for the construction of a new high school in Moses Lake, which would open in the 2019-2020 school year. It would also give the district space for an additional 1,600 students. Moses Lake High School would get a needed facelift for the first time in nearly 20 years. Classrooms, labs, and common areas would be upgraded, along with making climate control, restrooms, and parking more efficient. Security would be improved, as well as the building itself, with a new roof and technology infrastructure like wireless networking. The bond will span 20 years and property taxes will go up. On $100,000 of property, the monthly bill will increase about $8.50. Taxpayers currently pay about $46 a month on the existing bond from 2007. They would pay about $55 per month if the new bond is approved. Superintendent Michelle Price said the planning for the bond was a comprehensive process.
Both committees, the one back from 2010 and then the one here that's been working the last several months getting preparation for what should be on a bond, they looked at all options. You know, should we add on to Moses Lake High School? Should we remodel and, you know, put some more portables out there? Should we put a freshman campus on property behind the high school that we own? Should we, you know, rent more space and just live with it? Or should we really just go to the year-round model? And that does allow us to serve 25% more students in our existing facilities, but it has some huge implications for our community. So that committee looked at all of the different options, surveyed our community, and the results back from that was that our community valued a four-year high school, 9th through 12th grade, and over 60% of the respondents said it is time for another high school.
Principal Joshua Meeks said that while the district's gotten creative with finding current solutions like adding more portable classrooms, a long-term solution is needed for the students who'll be coming to high school in a few years' time.
I'll often have conversations with people who will talk about, you know, well, couldn't we just do this? Like, couldn't we just add a second story to this building, or couldn't we just add a few classrooms out in the back? And those may seem like really doable solutions for the current, today's reality, but they really aren't thinking, you know, 20 years into the future is that even feasible to really solve it? And so that's what this, you know, this bond initiative and is really intended to do, is to think that way and to think out into the long-term future rather than, you know, just solving today's immediate needs.
Current students say that while they won't benefit from the new high school, the bond is a good investment for the future of Moses Lake.
I think it would, for the further students coming up, it would be a huge impact on their education and how well they can learn and manage themselves in this district.
It would definitely space everyone out, so it would create a better learning environment, much like the middle school at Chief Mo. I feel like everything is spread out and it's nice and even. And so if you vote yes, you can make all of our lives here at the high school a lot easier.
The fate of the bond will be decided on February 10th. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
People will have a chance to vote on the bond in the February 10th election. Next up is a story about the annual 4th of July fireworks show in Moses Lake and how the farmers market is hoping to keep the event going. Reporter Cameron Probert has the story.
A Moses Lake group is working to bring back the fireworks show. The City Council endorsed a plan from the Moses Lake Farmers Market to organize the 4th of July fireworks show. The group needs to raise at least $16,000 to donate to the city to pay for the show. The 4th of July celebration was one of the items cut from the 2015 budget after city officials predicted a $1.8 million deficit. Carmen Rimple, a farmers market board member, said farmers market representatives met with city officials to discuss holding it again. They were told if they can raise the money, the city can contract with the company for the fireworks.
As we understand it, the city doesn't have the money to pay for it, and we want to keep it going.
City Manager Joe Gavinsky said he normally signs the contract with the fireworks company by the middle of March. He said it would be nice to have the money available by the time the contract is signed. Rimple said since announcing the plan, market officials received 1,200 responses. For iFiber One News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at primetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
There's something new and exciting happening right now at your nearest Toyota dealer. It's the arrival of the all-new 2014 Corolla, now featuring a new stylish exterior, plus a premium interior loaded with technology, including Toyota's N-Tune multimedia system with navigation. Corolla has definitely evolved. The best part is, right now you could take advantage of special introductory savings. The new 2014 Corolla, available at any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, hi there, everybody. Meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFiber Channel 1 News weather and your forecast, of course, brought to you by Bud Clary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Well, we had quite a mess overnight last night. Quite a bit of freezing fog much of the morning and just awful driving conditions. Things improved a little bit, but things are going to be going downhill again as the next system comes on in. So another messy event coming for the weekend. So again, we're going to go through another period of some freezing precipitation, but this one does look like finally it'll change to rain. I thought the one last night would change to rain during the morning hours, but it ended before it had a chance to do so. Moderate to heavy snow for the passes, so again, keep that in mind, particularly north of State Highway 2. Quieter once this system goes through for much of next week, but then we get back into that morning fog and freezing fog again by mid to late week. 42 and 21, yes, very cold with the freezing drizzle early this morning. 0.2 of an inch of precipitation. Again, a mix of freezing drizzle, snow, and just a mess here in Ephrata. 42 degrees and 28 extremes in Moses Lake with about 0.15 of an inch of precipitation. Now we do have mostly cloudy skies. Things try to brighten up, if you will, during the day today, and temperatures did finally get above freezing, but still mostly cloudy skies, and we'll look for the clouds to thicken on up overnight tonight with this next system moving on in. So let's put it into motion. You can see by midnight we're cloudy again, and again looking for maybe some freezing drizzle. And we're noticing that the pinks and the blues and the whites indicating winter mix moves to the north during the day. But again, generally north of State Highway 2. Still heavier rains, and it looks like will continue into Sunday as well. Maybe lingering into Monday morning, some flurries, but again, by that time most of the moisture will be west of the Cascades. Speaking of moisture, again, let's just focus in on the snow. Again, the gray shades here, the lighter the shade, the heavier the amounts. And again, from north of State Highway 2, we're looking for the passes to really get pretty tricky. In the meantime, we do have a period of some freezing precipitation once again here in the basin to deal with. So specifically for our Saturday forecast, looking for some maybe moderate to heavy rainfall amounts, 2-3 inches of rain, particularly the Cascades west. And again, inland northwest, looking for some higher elevation snows, and some traveling conditions will be pretty bad through most of the area of the inland northwest. Focusing in on the Columbia Basin and Sea, just a mess. Some brightening skies possible at times late in the day, but still generally looking for a rain event by mid to late afternoon. but still northern sections could hang in the freezing precipitation for a good portion of the day. Ending as rain on Sunday, see temperatures moderate above freezing, and then things improve for the holiday, but then we get back into the morning fog and freezing fog by midweek next week. Have a great weekend, everybody.
What better way to start the new year than in a new Toyota? We're making it easier than ever with 3 ways to save. Your choice of financing as low as 0%, up to $2,500 in customer cash back, or low payment leases on your favorite Toyota model, like RAV4, now just $199 per month. Just pick your favorite Toyota, the best savings options for you, and drive away. It's that easy, so start your year right. For full details, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Bud Clary Ford Honda is proud to be an automotive leader in our area. Since opening our doors over 54 years ago, we have kept a firm commitment to our customers. We offer a wide selection of vehicles and hope to make the car buying experience as quick and hassle-free as possible. You can trust that we will get you into the car or truck of your dreams. Bud Clary has an experienced and reliable service and parts department that is open extra hours to help fit our customers' hectic schedules. Come for a test drive today at 1200 South Pioneer Way. We are a proud supporter of Columbia Basin Athletics.
Moses Lake wrestlers took on Davis in Big 9 competition last night. Reporter Sean Wells was on hand for the action.
It was senior night in Moses Lake as the Chief wrestlers took on Davis. 5 Moses Lake players recorded pins, including Spencer Vea at 138 pounds, starting things off. Joel Torres had a big pin for the Chiefs at 160 pounds. Hudson Mouseth, Nico Hernandez, and Justin Sainsbury rounded out the pins for Moses Lake. The Chiefs took the match 55-9 and remain undefeated in Big 9 conference play. Moses Lake finishes out conference play next Tuesday at Eisenhower. For Fiber One News, Sean Wells.
The Tigers and Huskies went toe-to-toe on the mat in Ephrata, and it was the Huskies rallying late to win it. It was a wild one between two CWAC powerhouse squads that wasn't decided until the final 2 bouts. Ephrata thrilled the home crowd with back-to-back wins to start the match. Miguel Rodriguez pinned Brian Espinoza, and Jamal Earl's major decision over Adrian Flores made it 10-0 Tigers early. The Huskies' Manny Martinez got Othello on the board with a pin over Cole Spencer. That started a string of 4 wins for the visiting team, including this late 12-11 rally by Danny Cantu over Julian Adame. Back-to-back pins by Josh Williams and Tanner Julian swung the momentum back to the Tigers. Down 28-26 heading into the final 2 bouts, the Huskies closed out with a pin and a 3-2 decision to win it. The Seattle Sounders traded up in the MLS Super Draft to take a homegrown player. Well, maybe Seattle is his second home. The Sounders drafted Christian Roldan with the 16th pick. Roldan, a California native, played collegiately at the University of Washington. The striking midfielder was projected to be a top 5 pick, but fell to a spot where the Sounders had to take him. Seattle drafted Northwestern goalkeeper Tyler Miller with the 33rd pick. The Sounders took versatile defender O'Neal Fisher with the 40th pick. Well, be sure and set your dial on Channel 1 for Big Bend basketball at 2 p.m. Saturday. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Welcome back. Our next story is about the Quincy Library that has expanded its hours and is working to improve services. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Perhaps no one can tell the story of the Quincy Public Library better than Cherie Ybarra. She's worked as a librarian there for 20 years. Ybarra recalled how minimal the library was 20 years ago.
It was a lot smaller. The old library used to be over on B Street, over by the police station, and that building was a 3,000 square foot building, a little tiny small one. And when I started working, nobody really used the library. Mostly the senior citizens would use it during the day, and maybe just a handful of kids. So we worked really hard on trying to make the library a fun place to be. And it's definitely grown over the years. 3 years ago, the city actually had raised enough money along with our fundraising efforts, and they received grants, and so we were lucky enough to build this new library that we're currently in, and this one is just over 9,000 square feet, so it's triple the size from the old library.
Today, as senior librarian, Ybarra was given permission to expand the library's daily hours, including all-day Saturdays and 4 hours on Sundays. She said that decision came from North Central Regional Library System Executive Director Dan Howard and city officials. Longer hours will mean additional staff.
Well, we currently now will have 3 full-time staff, and we've had 3 what we call librarian assistants, our substitutes, and we have 3 high school helpers that work after school hours. So we're actually hoping to hire a few more library assistants. Since we've expanded our hours, we just, as of January 2nd, expanded our hours, so we're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friday, Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays from 1 to 5. So we've increased our hours quite a bit. So with that, we have more staffing and just we'll need more coverage.
The Quincy Library has special features, including a sunroom with a fireplace and a conference room with a learning center for visiting school children. Ybarra explained how the library system can afford to expand Quincy's hours.
The library system gets money from property taxes, so all the different towns that have the libraries, and 1% of the property tax goes back into the library district. And then they also try and share money back to the cities to help maintain the building. And they recently had just some discussions when they renewed the contract, and the city of Quincy had just said, you know what, we want more for our tax dollars.
Improvements in service will benefit young people.
We're going to start adding every Tuesday starting next week. We're going to do like a teen program. That can be a range of, we've had a lot of requests for like Lego clubs for like lots of different building stuff, creative writing, painting, scrapbooking, all different kinds of things. We're going to switch it up. And then we're also going to add activities on Saturdays. So probably a game day or Lego club or something. So just to provide more activities for the kids.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber1 News.
We'll be right back.
Are your kids rough on your furniture? Things looking a little run down? Then come to More Furniture in Ephrata and we can help get things back in order. We have all the top name brands made with strong quality support, including Sealy Posturepedic mattresses, because whatever you do in bed, Sealy supports it. The next time your furniture is in need of some replacing, stop into More Furniture in Ephrata, locally owned and trusted for over 100 years.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
Our next story is about a family of writers who are showing their support for the Seattle Seahawks. Reporter Jeff Chu met with the family and has the story.
The McMillan kids are trick riding for the Seattle Seahawks. It's to show their support for the Hawks, who take on the Green Bay Packers in Seattle for the NFC Championship. Lynette and Mark McMillan and their 9 McMillan kids will be watching the game Sunday at their horse ranch east of Soap Lake. Why do they love the Seahawks?
Well, if we live in Washington, we all have to be Seahawks fans. Go Seahawks!
Who's her favorite Seahawks player?
Russell Wilson, because he's pretty amazing. 12th man, baby!
11-year-old Davey McMillan is cautiously optimistic.
It's kind of a yes and no because the Green Bay Packers are pretty good. Go Seahawks! I'm pretty sure they're going to, but you never know. Marshawn Lynch is a beast!
Who's his favorite Seahawk?
Marshawn Lynch. He likes Skittles. And he's a beast.
Man. Boom. Go Seahawks!
Russell Wilson. Marshawn Lynch. Richard Sherman.
Cam Chancellor.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Go Seahawks!
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story about the Columbia Basin Tech Center's Culinary Arts program. Reporter Devin Higgins has the details.
A walk into the heart of the Columbia Basin Technical Skills Center brings new meaning to the term, what's cooking? Students from across Grant County, including Ephrata, Mattawa, Heartline, and Moses Lake, and even as far away as Othello, take time from their regular class schedules to be in the school's Culinary Arts program. The program was the brainchild of instructor Susan Moberg, who spent more than 20 years building the popular program at Moses Lake High School. Moberg says one of the many perks of her job is watching how the students evolve from when they first put on an apron.
It's really incredible to watch where they find the place that they feel most comfortable. We have people that they love working with the public in front of the house and serving in that piece, the restaurant management part. We also have those that like to be back on the line. They want to be cooking and creating. A good example would be last week when I brought out all the rules for culinary competition, which is happening in February. And they looked at it with this deer in the headlights look like we can never do this. And within about, I guess we've done it 6 days, we've been practicing for 6 days. They can see now that they are going to be able to do it and they'll be able to finish and do a good job. So they started last week practicing their knife skills, and they have their chicken and all their components. So that's a really good example of watching how they go from thinking they can't do it and seeing that they can.
Assistant Stephen Armstrong spent nearly 30 years working as a chef across America and Europe and said students learn things which will help them in and out of the kitchen.
These kids, we started them out from day one. Some of them have never held a knife properly before, so we taught knife how to chop, how to cut, and you saw teaching the girl how to sharpen knives, which we just brought up because as those knives get used, you know, they definitely need sharpened. But to see these students when they see something and they see how these things work together, how it clicks, and when they click, they realize, oh, I can do that. That's just awesome. I mean, then you step back and you say, you know, sweet. My job is to give them the skills. When they have that skill and they can pull it off, then I know I've done my job. Just telling them how to do it isn't doing my job. Seeing them do it, that's when it works.
Junior Jennifer Escovedo said she jumped at the chance to be part of the program and believes she's learning what she needs for a career she's passionate about.
I've always liked being in the kitchen, and I tried getting into the culinary program at the high school, but it would always get filled up really fast. So when I heard about the culinary program here, I went right away, got my application, filled it out, got it signed, and turned it in. I want it. But I like little pastries and coffee and stuff. So.
In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFiber One News.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFiber One News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.